is Faith Harper,
Hi.
amazing friend, influencer, all around it girl, hot girl, actress, and I'm really happy that you came here today, so thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm excited to chat.
I wanted to start by asking how you got into influencing, what your story is up to this point. So give us a bit of the background, who you are, how it started.
Okay. So basically, I grew up in Santa Monica, California, and South Central. I don't know if you know the difference between those two places, do you?
I know nothing about Cali, basically.
So Santa Monica is bougie and by the beach, predominantly white, and just giving Malibu. I don't know if you've ever seen Zoe 101.
Yeah.
It's giving that life, right? And then that's where I went to school and lived with my mom and where all my friends were at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also had family in a family house in South Central, which is South LA, which people would say is the ghetto or a little bit dodgy or whatever you would want to say. It's by USC, yeah, and just a little bit more sketch.
Okay.
So coming from there, but living in Santa Monica was definitely having my Hannah Montana lifestyle. It was very much best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And growing up, it was harder for me because I felt more different than a lot of kids I went to school with. I didn't have as much money, and I obviously wasn't fucking white.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why my mom did it was because she wanted me to see the opportunities of things that I can do, and what's available to me. Because also it's a lot growing up, and the things that you achieve or strive for is a lot about your environment and what you think is possible.
Mm-hmm. And the confidence that your environment instills in you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if I went to school in South Central and was around a lot of kids that probably never would have moved out of there or did a lot of stuff, I probably would have still been there and been completely fine with it. So even though growing up there was really hard and challenging, I'm glad that my mom did it because it made me want so much from such a young age. So when I turned 17, I graduated early. I realized when I was 16, I did not want to go to college.
Okay.
I don't think I would have gotten a scholarship, and we couldn't afford it. So even if I did want to go, I don't even know how we were going to handle that.
Right.
But I didn't want to go, thank God. And I just decided I want to make money.
Yeah.
ASAP. So get my bag. So I worked at a PacSun. You know PacSun?
Yeah. It's a clothing and sunglasses brand.
Yeah. I worked at PacSun, and then I also worked at this pizza shop called Red's across the street from my high school. And then I also, come on, 6. And then I also worked at this place called BB Bop. It was an Asian Chipotle type of vibe.
Okay.
At San Juan. Mm-hmm. So did all those things, and then randomly I did a shoot for this app called Shirt App, and it was just an app that you can make shirts on.
Right, where you can upload your graphic.
Upload your graphics, and there was an outline of a t-shirt, and you can print it, send it to your house, get as many as you want, whatever.
Okay.
I got casted for an advertorial shoot for that app. Then they were oh my God, we're trying to find someone to help us do more shoots in LA. You seem to know a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So they were can you help us cast the next shoot? And I was sure. And they asked me to do it again and again and again. So I was just casting all their shoots, and then I was can you guys pay me weekly? And they were sure.
So you started casting other people?
Yeah, so I became a casting director at 16. And then that turned into me doing creative direction for the shoots and deciding what each shoot should be about and all that.
For different brands or just for this
For this one t-shirt brand. But it was doing good. I was making $400 a week at 16, which was a good buck for me.
Definitely.
Especially coming from working at the pizza shop or PacSun. And I didn't have to work that much. I really just had to find a couple people that I knew, which was easy to do, and then show up on one shoot day, set it up, make sure everyone got there on time and all that. I was also kind of producing as well.
Yeah, it's actual skills that you were building.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I ended up graduating early, and then I was doing that when I was 17, and then I got casted. Well, I got reached out to by this production company in London
Shout out UK.
Shout out UK. So they wanted me to audition for this online web series that was coming out in the next year. And I was okay, whatever. I've always wanted to be an actor, but I've never known how to pursue that. Yeah. So I was just okay, I'll try, whatever. And then that turned into a 5-month-long casting process that I ended up getting, obviously.
Well done.
Thank you.
That's it.
And then I moved to London for it. They bought me a passport. I'd never been out the country. I moved to London at 17. I was living at my grandma's house And then I had my own apartment on Kingsland Road by Haggerson Station.
That's insane.
And it was insane.
Did you like living in London?
No, I did not.
Tell us why.
I really just love the sunshine. And
yeah, California going to London, that's like a big jump. Yeah.
Big jump, literally culture shock. I was like, what the fuck? And also, I'm very outgoing and like, hi, my name is Faith. Hi, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And the people are like, hello.
Why is she speaking?
Why is she speaking to me? Like, don't talk to me on the tube. Don't talk to me ever. So it was hard for me to make friends there, especially because I was working in fashion. Like, it's one thing making friends in London, but it's also making fashion friends in London is like way harder thing to do. Like they're even more up their ass.
I see.
And very much like no new friends, no thank you. And also like I feel like they really feel like you need to earn your spot.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna be like, why are you even like here?
Well, I feel like people often ask me like, what's the difference between like Americans and British people? And I feel like Americans tend to be like more open immediately, but that doesn't necessarily mean that much. Whereas in England, like you almost like growing up there, if I was like at a club, I wouldn't really talk to strangers or people I didn't have mutual friends with. But then if somebody became your friend or you learned like, okay, these people are cool, they'll stick around for a really long time, and that like means a little bit more. So I think it's a shock like going either way. Or moving here, I was like, oh my god, everyone's your best friend.
But then they actually don't even care about you like that.
Also, they might not ever think about you again.
Right.
Versus like in London, you think that person hates me, but you know, in 6 months' time, that could be like your person for a long time.
Exactly. Yeah. So I didn't like living in London because I didn't like the food either.
So many people say that. I think that's just mean though.
It's not fucking mean. The food there is hit or miss. Like I feel like
it is.
At least in America. Well, I'm not gonna say America.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say in London, New York. Oh, wait.
New York.
I'm gonna say in Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago. 3 places that I've lived. You order something, you get what you got ordered. You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
In London, you order something, and then it's like, what the fuck is aubergine? Aubergine, whatever the fuck is that?
You know that's an eggplant, right?
Why?
Wait, do they call it eggplant in America?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They don't call it, what do they call it? Aubergine?
Aubergine?
Aubergine. No, we don't do that here, and it's not like a normal thing to have on your plate. And just I don't know. I think in London I would order stuff, and it was like hit or miss. Like sometimes they'd be like, "Oh, this is really good." Sometimes they'd be like, "I don't even know what this is. I didn't think I was ordering this."
Yeah.
And so I started just go to the same spots over and over and over because I liked them, and then I'd be like, "Fuck, I can't go here anymore. I've been here like
I've eaten this every day for 2 weeks.
every day for the past 60 days, morning, night."
What was your go-to meal?
There was this Vietnamese place that I used to live by called Bun 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 on Kingsland Road.
Okay.
And I would go there all the time.
All the time. Sick.
Yeah.
No, I feel like for me, Japanese food in London like is good, and they say like Indian food as well, but I don't know.
Indian food.
I've never actually
the
really
shoe?
tried it, which is
You know the
crazy.
shoe.
I know. You know, I've never eaten Indian food in London.
You should.
That's crazy. I will.
It's delicious.
I will. I'll put it up. I'll do a vlog and tag you. But how was the show that you were filming? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It was great. It was called Neva. It was a show about fashion and beauty, and I was a host alongside 3 other girls. And we would do like challenges pretty much. Each episode would be in collaboration with an artist, celebrity, musician, whatever, or in collaboration with a brand.
Okay.
So one of my favorite people that we worked with, Coyle Ray, she would come in, either she's doing a show in London or a tour or something going on. We'd catch them while they were here because most of the really cool people we wanted to work with were in America and not in the UK. So we'd be like, hi, in this episode we're styling Coyle Ray, and then me and the other girls would go off in 4 different ways and make an outfit for them for
That's so fun.
occasion.
Yeah.
So like one girl would have like a really high budget, another girl would have like a really low budget. Another one of the girls would make something from scratch, like DIY, and another one of the girls would like meet with like a local creative and artist and like create something.
That's so cool.
So yeah, it was
the
dope.
concept.
Yeah, it was dope. We got to put other people on, put ourselves on, and like work with really cool artists and brands that we like. So I did that for a year and a half. The first year was in London, and then the second half was in LA, and then COVID hit, and then.
And then you put a pause on that. What did you like? What skills did you learn from doing that you like found useful in the rest
Oh
of your
my
life?
goodness, conversation skills for sure. I've always been super like I'm a very charismatic person.
Yeah.
I'm a people person.
Yes, you are.
But I don't know. It got me like even more used to like talking to people that I really admire or I think are famous or whatever, and not being as nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And also like improvisation. I don't know how to fucking say this word. Improvisation. Improv. Improv. I got better at improv because like it wasn't a scripted show. Like some of the lines we had to say were scripted, but a lot of them weren't, and we'd have to go with the fly. And like I'd have to be funny and have to be entertaining. I can't just sit and be like, well, now we're going to Brixton. Like I have to be like, now we're going to Brixton. Like I had to like really give a lot of my personality, which is an easy thing for me to do. But being on go like that is like a good skill, just even like conversationally. Just
you have to be like super like overly animated when you're like recording stuff like that. And then when you think in your head, oh, I'm expressing that, and you look back at the footage, you're like, no, I need to put like 100 more times.
Exactly.
I feel like you're good at that online though, like expressing your personality and like giving a lot. I'm an extra ass bitch. Like I'm good at being extra. Like I do it naturally. So yeah. And how do you balance like being authentic with like also performing for like your social media and all of that?
I'm honestly still really learning. Like it's super, super hard. Like being authentic and being genuine is not hard for me to do.
Yeah.
But it's like trying to pretend to be like happy when I'm not is when it's like hard to do. Like you know when you're like going through like real life stuff and then you don't feel like filming a video. You don't like feel like laughing. You're being really goofy. It's hard to like keep that up, and I just don't. I will simply stop posting, or I will simply just like put a hold on stuff, which will also put a hold on the bag. So like I need to like work on that because like it has hindered me in a lot of situations. But I feel like I don't know.
I think mental health is like a massive factor in like your work.
Very
important.
It's
almost impossible to like completely avoid how it does affect your life.
Yeah.
And I'm like the best plan, you know?
Exactly, and I'm an all or nothing person. I'm working on it. But being an all or nothing person kind of goes the same with your emotion as well. Like I'm either like sad as fuck, or I'm like happy, and I'm like, woo, everything is great. Every day is awesome. And then I'm like, everything can perish. Like I'm like, everything is terrible.
And I'm posting a story sometimes like, is anyone having the worst?
No, literally, and then I'm like, is anyone else having the best day in the world? Like I feel like I'm very like up and down.
You feel everything quite intensely.
Very intensely. So that's definitely like trying to being genuine is not hard for me, but it's like trying to fake like genuine, like trying to pretend like I'm okay when I'm not is something that is hard for me.
Yeah. Do you have any like tips on how you do that, or you work on?
I mean, no. I don't have any tips. I mean, I guess the one thing that I think works for me is just like the one thing that I always tell myself in any situation where I'm uncomfortable or sad or angry is like everything is temporary.
Yeah.
Emotions are temporary, and it's just like it'll go away eventually. And if you are in control of your own mind and like how you think and the thoughts you put in your head, and like I could be sad and stuff, but if I could also just be like, yo, I'm not sad, actually I'm happy as fuck, and I'm gonna go like for a bike ride, and I'm like fine. I could trick myself into doing that.
Yeah.
It's way easier said than done, but time heals all, and I just try to remember myself like whatever's happening right now will not be like this. I'll feel completely different or think about something else in like an hour. If it's going to take 15 minutes, I'll probably even forget.
Facts. Like even for me, I'll be like me in the biggest funk, and even just like putting on some music and like going on a walk. Small things like that, just like shaking.
Right,
it
lift
off
your
and
spirits.
being like, all right. But I get it. Like sometimes, like if I'm ill and I have a DJ set or something, like it is hard to like.
I don't even know how you do that, and you don't even be fucked up while you're DJing either.
Or you like it's a fine balance, right? Because I personally think like dead sober sometimes like you know I'll be intense in a preparation headspace, and then like I'm not connecting with the crowd as much because I'm like you know very like almost overly locked in.
Yeah.
Whereas if I have like one drink or like one drink an hour, then I'm like in a bit more of like a party, free spirited,
Right,
like catch the vibes, but I'm not slow. Because it's quite a quick from I've had a drink to like
I'm wasted.
Or like even just like the small because like you're syncing audio right, and if you're just like a hair off, the whole club can hear it.
Exactly.
And I've definitely like made those mistakes when I was younger, and I have learned. But you know, being essentially like, professionally in a nightlife environment where you also have to be having fun, it's like it's like an art form.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, I would not be able to balance. I'd be like focused on saying, and then he'd be like.
Have you ever thought about DJing?
A little bit, just because everybody does now. I feel like everybody DJs.
Shout
like,
out all my DJ friends.
You've been doing it for a while, right?
Yeah.
You take that crap.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like some of my friends now who I never thought would ever even do that are now DJs, and I'm like, fuck, should I be a DJ? Like, should I try? But no, I like to be a part of the crowd.
Yeah.
I like to get fucked up and not be responsible.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't drive. So I'm not gonna DJ. I will let you guys do that. But I definitely have thought about it. I've thought about it for sure.
Yeah, because there's like there's an influencer DJ, like a total market there.
Chantal Jeffries, bruh. She was the first one. The first influencer DJ.
She's killing it. Something you just mentioned about like keeping track of like your mind and your thoughts. Last time you spoke, you were telling me that you were reading a bunch of books that were about sort of like emotional mastery. And like, can you talk a bit about like what you are reading now or what that was?
Yes. Okay. So I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name of that book. I think it was called like The Power of Knowing What You Don't Know. It's a book that I was reading. Didn't finish it. Didn't finish it.
As long as you start and you get a couple things from it.
Exactly. I started it and I was reading a couple things from it. It was just kind of like being okay with like being unsure and like kind of like letting go of expectations a little bit, and also like having expectations for yourself and standards, but also being okay with like not knowing what exactly is going to happen next and being open to just kind of being with the flow of things while also having structure and shit like that. So learned a little bit about that. Now I'm reading this book, and don't laugh, okay? Don't laugh, you guys. It's called All About Love by Bell Hooks.
Okay, I've heard about Bell Hooks, but I haven't read it.
I've heard about it as well, and I've seen everybody reading it, and I'm like, oh, I should read it. And I picked it up, I bought it. I don't really like it.
Okay.
I don't really like it. It's a slow read. It's all about love, I guess. I don't know. I have barely even got into it because I'm like, this is kind of boring, and like I thought it was gonna be like not what it is. I thought it was gonna be more interesting than it was. But I've asked the people that read it now that I have it, and I'm like, yo, I'm trying to read this book, and like it's taking me a long time, and everyone's like, yeah, it's a really long read.
Okay.
So who knows if I'll ever get to the end of it. But I realized I like reading nonfictional books. I like learning stuff. I didn't go to college. I graduated early. It wasn't that hard to do it. So I'd be feeling kind of sometimes. Yeah. And I'm like,
you need to keep your brain stimulated and give yourself like still learn, because learning is like lifelong.
Exactly.
That. Yeah.
So really, reading makes me feel good because I'm like, I am smart. I deserve a cookie.
You definitely are highly intelligent.
Oh yes. Of course. So yeah, no, but I do like to read fictional books as well because they don't make me feel like my brain is bigger, but they're actually entertaining, and I'll finish them really fast. Everybody says Colleen Hoover books are like, I don't care. I'll read every single one, and I went to the movie, and I saw the movie, and I loved it.
Love that for you. How do you manage like your stress from your work, and do you ever deal with like online negativity? I don't feel like you do. I feel like your community is, from what I see, is like extremely positive.
Yeah.
But when you have a large audience, I imagine like it's inevitable.
Yeah, I get hate sometimes, but like not really. I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
I've never ever been the type of person to get a lot of hate. The only time I got hate is like, because girls are schemy, nasty. Anytime I had a boyfriend, people would just be trying to like say stuff about my boyfriend or like say stuff about like, oh, like he's cheating on you. Like people, only time I've ever gotten hate is when people were trying to like make me feel bad about my relationship. Which is like, you want my nigga, like you want my man. So like, okay, like whatever, I guess. But luckily, I don't really get a lot of hate, so I don't deal with that. And then even if I do, I've definitely gotten hate outside of relationships, and it's just been like stupid ass shit. Like you're gonna go on my comments, you tell me I look ugly. Like, let's be for real.
Let's be so for real.
Let's speak facts. Like, tell me I need to get my shit together. Tell me like I don't have like linear, healthy relationships or something. Like, tell me something that actually would work on me. If you're gonna call me ugly or say like my fits are bad or something, then like it just like
whatever.
It's like, whatever. And also like I feel like people commenting bad stuff on your Instagram or like whatever social media you're on is just kind of like, I think it's really easy to ignore. Yeah. For me, personally, because I'm just like, I just don't give a fuck. Like I'm just like, you're a random person on the internet and you're like so mad that you just added a comment in my comments. Like 70 comments, 18 comments now. Thank you very much. Thank you for the engagement. I'm not really worried about it. Cause like,
subscribe.
Right, at the end of the day, you're putting your energy into me and I'm just like, I don't know.
I think it's like often when people bring negativity, it's a reflection on them as opposed to you.
Exactly.
Especially online. Unless it's like helpful feedback, like from my DJ stuff, oh, this thing went wrong, which I rarely get. But I'll be like, all right, I respect that if it's like actual useful.
Right.
But if it's just random hate, I'm like,
just like, who cares?
Like, who ruined your days?
Exactly. And I feel like I'm very much that person where like I treat other people how I want to be treated, or something happens to me, I'm like, I wonder if I was in their situation and were to do that, like why I would do that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't ever feel the need to comment like, you ugly bitch on someone's stuff. Yeah. Or be like, I'm gonna take your man. Like, I don't feel the need to do that. And if I did, I probably would just be a really unhappy person. So I just try to think, like, if people are commenting that or someone's commenting that, it's probably, like, it has nothing to do with me. It only to do with them.
Yeah.
So...
Well, like, on the flip side, do you feel like all the positivity can, like, get to your head? And, like, how do you manage?
Yes.
Like, how do you manage yourself?
I don't. I think I'm the baddest bitch in the block. And I think I'm super tea, super funny. Like, I don't know. I just, every positive comment I get, I'm like, you're so fucking right. Like, someone's like, you're the prettiest girl I've ever seen. I'm like, right, I'm the prettiest girl you've ever seen. Like,
add that to the list.
Add that to the fucking resume. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather be overly positive than overly negative.
Yeah.
So, obviously some people comment up and I'm like, girl, you just saying that to say it.
Yeah.
But, like, go off. Like, I don't mind a compliment. I love a compliment here and there. I love
so keep it coming. Keep it coming.
I feel like, I don't know. I'd rather just, like it's kind of like one of those things where, like, if someone's staring at you, you either think they're looking at you because there's something wrong, you think they're looking at you because you're hot.
Yeah.
Every time you're like, looking at me because I'm hot. She's staring at me because she wants to fuck. So, like,
confidence 101 with Faith.
There you go. Like, I just will assume the better side than the worst.
And how do you, like, obviously you probably have your down days as well, right? Everybody does. How do you, like, get out of that funk? Like, what are the things that make you feel confident?
I just gotta feel it, man. I feel like if I'm feeling really down, like, I just gotta be down. Like, I just gotta be in the house, smoke my zoot, fucking watch TV, like, just vibe, like, and vibe with the sadness. Like, I feel like running away from stuff, it can help, but I feel like in the point of my life that I am right now, I need to just, like, feel stuff and not, like, go on a trip or find a new one or, you know, go buy some clothes. Like, I think I need to just, like, stay home and just, like, be sad and, like, feel that, but not for too long.
Yeah.
Not for too long.
Yeah, that's key. Finding the balance between, like, honouring your feelings, but then not... It's very easy to get into, like, a spiral of, like, depressive... I wouldn't say, like, depression, but, like, depressive behaviour and thoughts.
Exactly.
Like, you know, you spend one extra day or a couple extra days wallowing in bed, and you're like, I don't even see the light anymore.
And then you don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I've been there too. Yeah, I've been there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I'm definitely learning the balance in between, like, okay, if you want to wallow, like, know how long to wallow for.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel like before or in past situations, I very much was like, oh, I'm not sad. I'm gonna, like, I'm fine. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But now I'm like, you know what? I am sad.
Yeah.
I'm not okay. And that's okay.
Yeah, no, I remember once at one point I was like, oh, I'm just sick of being miserable. And then I just, like, totally forgot that, like, it's okay to be, like, you sometimes have to feel your things.
Exactly.
And then, like,
Or
you have too much fun
in different ways.
and then you crash at the end and you're like, oh god, no, I am actually sad about that thing.
Exactly.
You know? I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about, like, your strategy for, like, influencing, right? I think there's a lot of people who want to get into it or, like, are inspired by what you do, quite clearly good at community building online. How much of that is natural to you? How much of that is pre-planned? Like, how has your strategy evolved over time? Like, what is the business side of what you do? Like,
yeah. Okay, so basically, I try to set a schedule. I didn't know about Google Calendar till the beginning of this year. It's definitely changed my fucking life.
Right. Did you use any calendar before?
No. And can you believe I went? Oh my god, I'm
23.
23. Can you believe I went 22 years without using a calendar and just, like, and I have no memory. I smoke a lot of weed. I literally was just like, I don't know how I did stuff. I would forget stuff and people would be like, hey, we still on this? I'd be like, oh shit. Yes. Like, that's, you know, I was just all over the place. But yeah, no, calendar really helped me organize myself. Staying organized really, really helps. Right. And I think for me, for influencing, for anybody that is starting off and needs, like, a start or needs to know, like, what to do, I would say just be consistent. Figure out something that you want to post about and continue to post about it over and over. No matter if it does well, if it doesn't do well. Even, like, I saw something recently that someone was like, if you're not confident about something, you don't want to post it anyway because somebody's going to like it. And that'll make you feel better about even the work that you don't feel the best about. Mm-hmm. So I think staying consistent, knowing what you want to post about, what your, like, niche is important. And also just, like, being open, like, be open to your shit not doing good. It's not going to do good in the beginning. It might. But even if it does in the beginning, it might not be like that forever. It might not be consistently doing good. And you kind of have to be okay with that and continue to, like, try to stay in a routine, which can be hard sometimes. And I struggle with that too. But I think I kind of have an idea of the stuff I like to post about. And
would you consider yourself, I'd say that you're like fashion girly vibes?
I would say I'm like fashion and personality.
Yeah.
Fashion and personality. But I watched something recently that was like, it's better to have some type of niche, whether it be fashion or cooking or makeup, versus personality, because the personality can die. People can get annoyed. People cannot care about
also, you
your
can
life.
change as well.
You can change. Yeah. Versus if you just do a makeup, it don't really matter what your personality is like. You just do your fucking makeup and go.
Yeah.
So I guess fashion is my niche, but I definitely implement a lot of personality into my stuff, and I think that's why a lot of people come to me for stuff. Like I wear cute outfits, but I'm not over in the fucking Alexander McQueen, Rick Owens season 22. Like I'm not, and I don't know all about that either. So I think it's a good mix of like both.
What are some like big failures that you've learned from through your like influence?
Do not engage in internet beef. Do not engage in internet beef, and do not post your nigga. Like, do not do that. Do not. I mean, post your man if you want to, but I don't know. I definitely I think I was in a relationship where I didn't post my partner at all and was not posted at all, and it made me feel super bad.
Yeah.
So when I dated someone that was open to being posted, posting with me, I overdid it. I definitely overdid it, and I regretted it. So I think be intentional and and just know what you're doing when you are flaunting your partner. If you have a following, I guess if you don't have a following, it doesn't really matter as much. But I'm not doing that.
It's like a digital footprint.
Digital footprint for sure. But yeah, I'm not doing that again. That was a fail.
I don't think it was a fail. I wouldn't say like you wouldn't have suffered.
No. I wouldn't have suffered, but I just didn't need to do it as intensely as I did. It was just
love is love. You know?
Love is love. I was really, really happy.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing that again. And then also, what was the first thing I said?
You talked about what was it? Don't post your online. Don't engage in internet beef.
Don't engage in internet beef. Okay, it's never worth it. It never is necessary. At the end of the day, if you didn't do anything, or if you're just, I don't know. I just think.
When you say that, do you mean interpersonal beef or jumping on a trend, somebody else?
Interpersonal.
Okay.
If someone's trying to start internet drama with you for views or even just in front of people, I just think it's kind of weird. If you really had a problem, we could just talk it out in text or in real life or on Facebook. It's quite obvious. Why are you making a YouTube video talking about me and then now have to make a response? No.
It's quite compelling content though.
It is, and that's why people do it, because other people will watch it. But I was involved in some internet drama a couple years ago, and I was no, I'm not gonna say anything, I'm not gonna say anything. And then I was fuck, I gotta say something. So I went on live stream when I was talking. Bitch, I was stuttering for 20 minutes. I didn't know what to fucking say. And then someone screen recorded the whole thing and put it on YouTube. So I'm no, never again. I think if you're not in the wrong, I mean, even if you are in the wrong, I feel the best thing to do is just not handle stuff online. Everybody is so over sherry vibes online now, where it's almost normal to say something online that you maybe should never even share in your life. And I'm no.
But we got sucked into some funny. I was so engaged in these people's beef online that I had no idea about. I can get really sucked into it.
You can, and I will watch.
You heard her perspective. You heard her perspective.
I will watch everybody else's drama bar for bar. I will know everything going on, and I'll be yeah, you mad wrong, girl. But it's I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person, and I also don't want to even give people that part of me. I will give you my fashion, I will give you my jokes, I will give you my pretty, and my skinny, and my body tea. But I don't need to give you
all the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
literally. And what are some of your highlights from your career so far?
Well, I've gotten to travel a lot for my career, which I think is really amazing and fun. I love going to fashion weeks. It's super fucking fun. I also am an ambassador for Jean Paul Gaultier, which has been amazing for this year. They took me to Mexico at the beginning of the year, and if you haven't already, make sure you get the Jean Paul Gaultier Divine perfume. I am the ambassador, yes. But also, it smells really fucking good. I wear it every day and I get mad compliments. So that was really exciting. I'd never been an ambassador for anything ever, so that was really cool. And then also, the main highlight of doing what I do is just meeting so many cool people from so many different backgrounds, and so many influencers are genuinely so talented at whatever they post about, and they're very passionate about it, and it's just really cool to see that and different perspectives, and I feel a lot of influencers come from random places, influencers, content creators, whatever, like they'll come from like Massachusetts in the middle of fuck nowhere.
Yeah.
And they
Because you
like,
can just get started with any basically digital device.
exactly. So I think the highlights for me is traveling, the people I meet, and also like shmoney, that making money.
That does incentivize you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Talking about like brand deals, what are some like tips for people who are looking to get them, or like things definitely don't post about, things like should post more about, like any of your like advice in that department?
I would say, because I work in fashion, but also makeup, cooking, anything you want to work in, if you want to work in it, literally just start posting about it a lot. Like as if you already were influencer. I feel like influencing is one of those things where it's very much like fake it till you make it. Like if you want to be an influencer, literally just start posting like you're an influencer, then people will hit you up like you're an influencer. Like, oh, we want to send you this to make a video about, or this or that. And it just literally is about consistency. So post a lot about the stuff that you care about and the stuff that you want to be paid for to be posting about, and it will eventually start to happen.
So, if you weren't doing what you're doing, what would you be doing?
Well, when I was younger, I thought I wanted to be a teacher. So I could see myself being a teacher or like a therapist because I care a lot. I feel like I'm very passionate about things. But maybe that also made me a bad therapist. Like you telling me your sad story and I might be like, oh, what that happened to you? I'm so fucking sorry. Like I don't fucking know. I feel like I just like helping people. And I like making people laugh and making people feel better. So either a teacher, maybe a comedian in some capacity. Yeah.
I can see you working with kids.
Yeah, I do love children, and I feel like I'm super silly and fun and like youthful.
I want to ask you like a bunch of like quick questions.
Rapid fire,
I want to
let's go.
see how this goes. Let me find out.
Let's go.
Favorite color?
Red.
Artist or song you couldn't live without?
Fuck. I Wonder by Kanye West.
Sick. Okay. An ick in like a partner.
Ooh, bad teeth.
Okay. Favorite food?
Lamb chops or steak.
There are 10, but they clap when the plane lands. Like a straight 10 though, like.
Shit. You still a 10. I'm gonna just tell you to stop.
Still a 10?
I'm gonna just tell you to stop.
Still a 10 is crazy. Okay, fair.
10 is 10.
Can't judge. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Worst fashion trend right now?
I don't like the super streetwear guys wearing skirts. Like, you're like mad hood and you're in like a kilt. Please take it off.
I hear it. Favorite way to unwind?
Smoking dro. Ganja.
What's the next country you want to visit? Or a country you want to go to?
I'm super bad at geography. Country?
Like a country, like you want to visit, or a place you want to visit?
Is Greece a country?
Greece is a country.
Greece!
I'm going to buy you a map. Okay, favorite nightclub in the world?
In the world?
Well, anywhere, like, come on, stop.
I'll just say Socialista in New York.
It's your favorite nightclub in the world?
Well, no, but like, that's where my friends go. Like, that's like a place that I frequent. I don't know, I feel like there.
Okay, sick. Well, you kind of already answered this, but what perfume do you wear?
Jean Paul Gaultier Divine or Diptyque.
Love Diptyque. Diptyque candles for me. Oh my god.
I didn't know they even did perfume, and then I got one recently. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, not growing up, everyone had the Dassault one.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, smell it next time you go to the It's really nice. If you have any superpower, what would it be?
Invisibility.
Visibility. Why?
Because you could do anything.
True.
Because no one can see you.
What would you do if you're invisible?
Well, I would rob a bank in the middle of the night, and I would be breaded. I would be breaded. I would rob a bank in the middle of the night, but also you can get on any flight, like ever. Like you just gotta stay out the way. Like if no one can see you, they just can't feel you.
You be standing in the aisle.
Sitting in the aisle so everybody gets their seats, and then you sit in that first class spot nobody got. You're not gonna get your meal, and it's gonna look a little bit weird when you recline your seat. But invisibility.
For free flights and to bring into banks. Fair enough. What's the weirdest thing in your handbag right now?
The weirdest thing that I have in my bag, maybe would
There's so many things in your bag.
I do. Maybe this little thing on my
That's so
keychain.
cute.
It's like an anime thing from I don't know what anime. It's hella dirty. It has like matte lipstick on it now, but that's probably the freakiest thing in my bag.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I only have one handbag and it's that tiny one. Like only
I don't know
fit,
how you
like,
do it. I carry
box of
my bag is like it's got shit falling on it. My bag is like a clown bag. Like you will find everything you need in that bag.
It's a really cute bag, to be fair.
Thank you.
What's your most used emoji?
Let's see. I actually paid $5.99 for emojis that nobody else has. They're called unnecessary emojis. They're very necessary, and I use them a lot.
I'm so curious what those could even be.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna text you. Most recent emoji or most used?
Most used.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you. Lately, it's been this.
I'm like actually scared.
Lately, it's been that.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I'll put that in. That's so cute. And what's your go-to karaoke song?
I don't have one.
Do you do karaoke?
I do. I don't have a go-to karaoke song.
Okay.
I will like think of whatever I feel like I can sing in that moment.
That's good. I actually need to figure out what mine is.
If I were to choose one though, it would be Smoky Room. On a sweet perfume.
What is that?
She took the midnight train going anywhere. That song.
Oh my god, yeah. What's the name of that song?
I don't know.
Don't Stop Believing?
Yes. Yes. Don't Stop Believing. I will do that one.
Have you ever considered like stopping what you're doing? Have there ever been moments like where you feel really overwhelmed by social media and like, you know, oh, this isn't the career for me?
Yeah, most definitely. I think at one point I was doing in New York. I've done influencing mostly while living here, but I also like had a time where I wasn't really doing that, and I was doing. I was the head of a brand of like a sock company called Double Soul, and I was doing sockies, and I was doing like creative direction for their shoots. Creative direction for the shoots, casting, directing, producing, event coordinating, community outreach, partnerships. I was doing all types of stuff.
Just everything.
Everything. And that was really fun, and I did enjoy that. But I was doing that, and I was doing less influencing. I was considering like doing some work like that more than influencing, but I just love content creation. It's so easy to me and natural to me. I like being able, like, it's different than being a model because you don't have to like abide by someone else's rules and just stand and like do their vision. Like, it's my vision. I take whatever clothes, whatever they're hiring me to promote, and then I do what I would do with it. So I think that's really fun. I like having a lot of creative control. But I have thought about sometimes, like, what if I just like never wanted to post again, or what if Instagram got deleted? What would I do? And to be honest, I don't know. I really don't know. I want to act. That's what I would want to do. I feel like some actors, a lot of actors aren't even really active on social media like that.
It's
so
amazing.
it's amazing.
You can have like big stars and don't have social media. Like, this must be one of the only like professions
You can do
like,
that.
in entertainment where you can like not really have a presence on social media.
Exactly.
It's fascinating.
So, I mean, acting would be a sick way to, like, not have to do that anymore. But other than that, like, I literally don't know. I'm only 23. I'm just a girl.
And do you have any like dream roles you would love to do in acting?
I mean, I would love to play, like, a mean girl in, like, a high school movie or something.
Like
Either
Regina George.
A Regina
type?
George vibe, or play, like, one of Regina George's, like, little friends. Or play the, like, girl that was ugly and got cute. Or, like, the like, hero of the movie.
Okay.
I'd love to just be in, like, a typical, like, Mean Girls high school movie and play one of the, like, main characters in that. I also would love to, when my acting gets better, to play, like, in a scary movie or, like, a psychological thriller. Because I really, really love those. That's my favorite genre, psychological thrillers. So it'd be really cool to play.
That's so sick. I can so imagine you in like a high school like thing, 100%. So I don't know if that's like typecasting or.
I really hope it's not, because, like, I want to do it.
Okay. What are your favorite like films?
Okay, so 2 of them, the main actor is like Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's not. I don't like both those films because of him. I just like the films.
Okay.
So I love Inception,
Okay.
and I love Shutter Island because I love psychological thrillers, and those are like psychological thriller now. But I also love really, really sad movies, and I love this movie called Room. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I'm like the worst with sad movies and scary movies. Like if they make me cry, they make me scared. I don't watch it.
Opposite. I'm like, please give it to me.
Yeah.
Spectacular, give me 14 of them. So I love this movie called Room. It's about this girl who gets kidnapped when she's 16, and is assaulted and stuff, and she stays down in this basement for like overly long, like 20 years or something years, and while she's in there, the guy gets her pregnant, and then she has a kid, and the kid is living in this basement.
Oh, is that based on the story of Joseph Fritzl?
I don't know the lady's name, but it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
And then the kid, the kid didn't, the mom made sure not to let him know that there was a world outside of the basement that they lived in. Mm-hmm. And so he only knew of what he was raised around, which was that little room. But he was content with it because it was all he knew. And I feel like it's a really sad movie, but also kind of shows a lot about like people adapting to their environment and being content with what they have. Like if you don't know of anything else, you won't think of anything else, which is just like, I don't know, really interesting. And like he was totally fine with his little space that he had never been outside of, and then, you know, because he had no idea there was anything else. I don't know, I think that's so interesting.
Like perspective and like comparison, how, you know, there's comparisons that you enjoy. If you don't know anything other than what you have,
then you'll be okay.
You'll, you know, naturally, I think we're really resilient creatures. So I love true crime, so I've like heard, watched a couple of documentaries about what I think that story is based on. But scripted horrors, no. Absolutely not.
I don't like watching scary movies at night or by myself.
Yeah.
But I'll watch scary movies just with someone else.
What's your favorite like scary movie?
Favorite scary movie? I love the Final Destination. Do you know those?
Yeah, but when everyone sort of dies in
a crazy way. Yeah, I love those.
I watched Saw like when I was like 12. I think that was like the first.
That shit is nuts. That shit, I'm like, no. Because it's like, could happen. Yeah. And the Final Destination stuff could happen, but it's really extreme. But Saw,
could Saw happen?
Yes. You get drunk enough, little sister, you wake up in a fucking dungeon. And you be having to cut your eye off to get back home to Lower East Side. Like, no, I'm totally okay.
I could imagine someone made a film like that.
It's like being like
Saw, Elias.
Hell no. No more Split Game.
When you have done acting stuff, like how have you prepared to like get in the headspace for filming?
I don't know, it's kind of just like a switch for me. Like as soon as the camera's up and running, I can kind of like lock in. Yeah. Maybe a little bit like before going on, but nothing like, I don't have a specific thing.
Have you ever gone to like acting school or ever had an acting coach?
I went to an acting class recently actually, for the whole month of August in Soho, and it was interesting. I don't know if I'll take it again. I heard a lot of things about the teacher. He's worked with a lot of really good actors that I admire, that are coming up right now or are already up. But he's a very intense teacher, very provoking. People were crying like every day.
What, because they were like being strict, or because it was just stressful?
Because he's one of those acting teachers that like it's not just about the acting, it's about like what's inside of you and bringing out your traumas. And I'm just like, you ain't gotta do it. You gotta do it. And I'm alright.
It's really not that deep.
It's really not that deep. It never was. It doesn't have to be. To me personally,
yeah.
But I don't know. That's the only first acting class I've ever taken, so maybe they're all like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I think this teacher was definitely very specific in the way that he talked, and good for him. But I think I'm okay.
I think you should.
I want to try a different acting class before I spin that one back.
And is that like your ultimate goal? Like, what would you say your longest term goal is?
Well, I want to act. I want to be in movies and TV shows, but I also, like, long-term goal, like, end goal, I want to have my own talk show. Like, a mix of the Wendy Williams show and the Chelsea Lately show. Wendy Williams, because I want to talk about whatever the fuck I want, say whatever the fuck I want, but I don't want to be mean to people like she was. And then Chelsea Lately show, because Chelsea Lately had, like, skits that she makes in her shows that I thought always were really funny. And it was, like, you're talking, but you're also doing these, like, little skits that, like, make it kind of, like, SNL vibes, but it's just her and a couple other people, but she's, like, the lady at the start of the show, so.
Oh, so a talk show. And that's so cool. I would never guessed. But also makes a lot of sense, actually.
I'm a yapper.
Yeah. And in the next sort of like in the near future, what are you excited about? Like what are you working on? Like what do you hope?
Right now I'm working on just like honing in on my acting career. I need to find an acting agent. I need to get audition crazy. Like I want to just like try to tap into acting as much as I possibly can, because it kind of goes the same with modeling, where like there's only so much you can do to get yourself booked. So I just want to do all that I can, because I feel like I haven't put as much effort into it as I should have been all this time. So I'm gonna put effort into that this year, trying to find an acting agent, and try to like.
I feel like it's such a hard industry to break into.
Yeah, it is, and it's also like really shitty right now. The acting industry in general is just not really doing the best. They're not really greenlighting shows, and there's not a lot of TV shows happening. It's all on streaming services, and like, it's very complicated right now, and a lot of stuff that I know nothing about.
And do you see yourself in New York forever?
Low key, yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I honestly hate LA so much. I don't see myself moving back there. And if I did, I would have like a base there, but I probably wouldn't be there as much. But I definitely do see myself being in New York forever, if not forever. Then I'm very, very long time.
And why? What do you
I
like?
love it here. I love the people here. I love the energy. I love the openness, the realness. I love that it's always going. I love that it gives you that hustle mentality. Like, if you don't hustle in New York, you cannot live here.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I love it. I just think I love it. Love it.
Yeah, I love New York. I go through like phases there. I'm like, I've been here for like, obviously not from here, but I've been here for 7 years. I'm like, I feel like I'll be here forever. Forever can feel that way.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, like, you
Something
get a job
happens.
somewhere, or you move, family stuff, and that's part of like why I wanted to do this, was just like to take like a moment in time. So I believe everybody's going to develop and do amazing things, and there's not really a lot of platforms where we can talk like in depth at this age and at this level. So I'm like excited to see in like 10 years where everyone ends up. We'll look back at these like clips and be like, oh my god, baby!
So
like, I had no
like,
idea what was coming.
You really thought. You really
You
thought.
thought, yeah, imagine. Yeah, well, I think that's like more than enough. I'm so grateful for you for coming and chatting to me.
Thanks
So,
for having me.
actually, wait, I have one more question. What are your favorite places in New York? Like shopping or food, like places you couldn't live without?
Okay, I'll just say like, okay, so there's this thing that I like to do when I have nothing to do really and it's nice out and I feel cute. I will just like walk around, but I have this like specific route that I like to take. So I like to get off at Atlantic Essex Street, walk down Ludlow, then go up Houston, then take a left on left on Bowery.
Okay.
Go down Bowery, take a right on Spring, go through Soho, maybe go through like where the Spring Park is, near Jack's Wife Frida or whatever, keep going up and then maybe go back down and do it all again. I love to do my little walk around, be cute,
Yeah.
be seen, do my
Be seen
thing.
on that route.
Literally, that's the route I be walking. So I feel like when there's nothing for me to do in New York on a nice day, I like just go for a long walk and just be cute everywhere. But I love Diamond Square. I didn't really know about it till recently, and it's just a fun place to hang out. And I also really love Tompkins, because a lot of my friends skate, and I do skate as well. So a lot of my friends hang out there, and it's like chill vibes. It reminds me a little bit of home being at like Venice Beach or Venice Skate Park. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Faith. I really appreciate you coming
Thank you
with
for
us.
having me, Billy.
And yeah, but do you want to shout out your like socials?
Yes.
Wait, click.
Follow me on Instagram at Faith Harper, FaithHarper, or on TikTok at FFATH. Wait, fuck. Follow me on Instagram at Faith Harper, FaithHarperr, or on TikTok at FFAITHHarper. Or you can follow me on YouTube at Faith Harper.
You had it right there. Thank you. I'll see you next time.
Bye.